Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we are playing the demo of the Willowmist Emporium. Can I read? Oh my goodness. Antiques and Curiosities. I've been very excited for this demo. I can't wait to play it. I think we're ready. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness. If you don't know who I am, by the way, my name is Mary Roses. I play video games. The Willowmist Emporium. Why was Willow so hard for me? I don't know. This way. Start. Okay. Oh my god, I love it. Please select a game difficulty. What? Cozy and normal do not feature game overs for being unable to play your builds, but hard mode does. Oh, game overs. I get it. Uh, let's do normal, I guess. Oh my god. Is that our real name? To my dearest Sprout. Sprout hardly seems like a fitting nickname anymore, does it? By now, you must be towering over your mother. She always was a short little thing. Don't tell her I call her that, okay? I fear it would make our relationship even worse than it is now, if that's even possible. I digress. My dearest Sprout, it has been far too long since I last saw you. Still, I picture in my mind a toddler with a mess of orange hair who insisted on wearing their rain boots on the sunniest of days. Who would remove their smock, lest they get paint on it. Who would turn their nose up at chocolate, but sneak carrots from the fridge when no one was looking. You always have had your own way of doing things, my dear. That is precisely why I'm entrusting you with my greatest treasure, my antique store. Well, for the next 3 months anyhow. After a lifetime of living in the city, a bit of country air ought to do you well. Willowmist is special to me, and I think soon enough it'll be special to you. It has its quirks, which I'm sure you'll realize quickly, but it has a way of growing on you. Or perhaps it's the other way around, like a parasite. Or maybe a fungus. Either way, I suspect you'll fit in just fine. I am only sorry I cannot be there to greet you. Responsibilities pull me away from Willowmist, but you don't have to worry about that. Why did I pause like that? I'm sure you'll hear enough rumors about where I've gone to satisfy your curiosity. Trust me, whatever they say will be nowhere near as interesting as the truth. To find the store, take a left from the train station, then a right when you notice the breeze pick up. Then turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps. Close your eyes and turn around again. You'll find it soon enough. You guys write that down because I didn't. I have an employee there waiting for you. He's not the easiest to get along with, but I doubt anyone could resist your charm. You're much like your aunt in that respect. Take care of the store, Sprout. Take care of yourself. And, for heaven's sakes, don't try to sell the vase with the bird on it. It's cursed. With all my love and faith in you. And Sylvie. P.S. If you find Florian napping on the job, make sure to tuck him in. He doesn't get enough sleep, that boy. You felt a buzz from your pocket, the familiar sensation of a worried mother. The train continues shuddering along its track in an almost comfortable way. Darling, won't you reconsider? It's such a big move. You've always lived nearby. You won't know anyone, so if anything goes wrong, why not stay home? Alright, I'll make them turn the train around. Operation Take Over the Train and force them to turn it around. I think it might cause some trouble for the train behind us, though. I just don't understand why you left so suddenly. Aunt Sylvie needed someone to watch the shop, you know that. I'm sure she has friends there. She also has family, you know. Won't you reconsider? Sorry, Mom. I love you, but I'm looking forward to a few months away from home. New people, fresh air, and a real job. You've never even worked at a store before, let alone ran one. And Sylvie said someone will be there to help out. It's an antique store in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it'll be particularly busy. I swear you got your stubborn street straight from my sister. Okay, baby, just stay safe, okay? Don't walk about alone at night. Make sure to lock the doors and call me if anything happens. Of course, Mom. I will, Mom. Everything will be fine. Train's about to pull up. I'll text you later. Okay, I love you. Love you too. I'm excited. I'm so excited. 2.5 Studios. I didn't know it came from my favorite studio. They did games such as A Date with Death and others. I played a few of their games besides A Date with Death, but that's the only one I can think of right now. Look at that, beautiful. I'm in it. I turned the music down. Can you hear it? This is so cute. I can't wait to play this. Like the full game. Look at this. This is amazing. That quality. The QA doing their job. Two and a Half Studios works real hard. I don't. It's like they make one good game and they're like, all right, now we can make 7 more good games. It's crazy. First name. Wait, I can't change it. I'm a her. I'm a miss. Wait, can I? Oh, I can. Cool, because it's pretty close. Nice. Rose Marigold. And I am, from your first name pronouns, horrifics and body type. That's cute. Okay, all aboard. Let's go. The air was chilly as you stepped out of your train and onto the platform, if you could even call it that. It seemed more like a graveyard than any of the train platforms you've ever frequented back in the city. No matter the hour, they would be completely packed with people coming and going, rushing for reasons you could never quite understand. For reasons they may never understand either. This platform was completely empty. No one waited to get on, and you were the only one who got off. Where chatter would usually greet you, all that you heard on this quiet platform in the middle of the countryside was the sound of the wind rustling in the trees and the chirping of crickets hidden amongst the weeds. What would you new home? Chirp back! Let's do that. With more effort than you'd be willing to admit. You attempted to chirp back, but found that the sound was actually harder than you expected. More practice would be required. Gathering up your belongings, which you brought only a few of, you quickly found your aunt's letter once again. Left from the station, then right when the wind picks up. I'm not sure what the weather has to do with this. Well, it's supposed to be a pretty small town. I'm sure I'll find it. Dude, this is so pretty. I like all dating sims, but I feel like when they put all that effort, it really shows. You know what I mean? Wow. From the way your aunt had described the quaint countryside town of Willowmist, I don't know why I want to say Willowmist. You had expected 2 shacks and a farm if you were lucky. Instead, upon taking a left when you exited the station, you found yourself in a town center that was significantly more vast than you first imagined. You smiled as you pulled your suitcase up a small flight of stairs, eyes searching around the beautiful facades and rural landscapes. Music drifted out from somewhere unseen. It seemed almost like the sound of change, of newfound freedom. A few people passed you as you continued onwards, though for the most part you had the street to yourself. Even that was strangely foreign to you. Where you grew up, there were always people around, no matter the hour. You took a deep breath into your lungs. The air was cool and fresh. The scent of flowers drifted towards you as the wind picked up, changing course. So, right now? You glanced at the right and found a street there that ran away from the town center. What did she write? Turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps, then close my eyes and turn around again. She could have just sent me the address. With a half chuckle, half sigh, you turned around and began walking backwards, hoping you wouldn't crash into anyone, though the chances of that seemed slim at this time of night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly you close your eyes, removing sight from the equation, then spun back around and opened them back up. And sitting before you was a quaint little store with green paneling and a sloped roof, and a metal sign hanging above the door. It read, "The Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities." There you are. I've been looking for you. You're even prettier than my aunt said. You reached down and searched under the doormat, and quickly found the key that your aunt left for you. Its brass surface was marked with blemishes that all seemed to say how well loved this building was. The key turned into the lock soundlessly as you pushed the door open. Ooh, pretty. So much to look at. Table upon tables of antiques and knickknacks greeted you. A dozen different lampshades and chandeliers hung from the ceiling, lighting up the space. Wow. She sure has put together an interesting collection. Is collection the right word? It looks a bit too chaotic for that. Potted plants dotted the room, bringing a bit of life to the otherwise still space. Carefully, you put your luggage to the side, cautious of knocking over anything and causing what would be the worst game of dominoes ever. And then you walked through the aisles, if they could be called that, and inspected the store. You'd never visited Willowmist before, nor seen any photos of it. Yet somehow you felt a strange sense of familiarity. It made you feel at ease, despite being far away from your home for the first time in your life. You dropped everything to come here. You quit your casual job. They were hardly giving you hours anyway, only a week ago. You didn't renew your lease. Fortunately, the timing worked out well, since it was coming to an end regardless. Friends back home only found out about your temporary move a few days before your train left. Honestly, though, you weren't that close to anyone. It always felt like the friends you kept around you had other friends they would have preferred spending time with. That seemed to happen as you got older, the natural drifting apart of people who you once clung to like your life depended on it. You needed a change. So here you were, in the middle of the countryside town of Willowmist. Why is it so hard for me? It's so dumb. Surrounded by rolling hills and mountain ranges like you've never seen before. Oh my god, he's a vampire. I'm in it. I didn't even know that. We came here for different reasons. Jesus Christ. Why did I say that like that too? Whatever the man was carrying in a box a moment ago was now sprawled out over the floor, dropping in surprise. With mouth agape, he stared at you, still grasping for words. Listen, if you want to rob the store, you could have done it before I got here. Common courtesy and all that. If I was going to rob a store, it wouldn't be this dump. Hey, my aunt probably put a lot of work into this dump. Wait, forget about that. Why would I be the one robbing the store? I was here first. If anyone's going to be robbing it, it'd be you. I didn't see you when I came in. I was in the storeroom. Can you prove it? Why should I be the one to prove it? You're the one who just waltzed in here. The man sighed the most tired, exasperated sigh you've ever heard, and the eye bags under his eyes seemed to give away who he was. All right. You're Florian, aren't you? Unfortunately. And you must be Rose. Last time I checked, yeah. Why are you here so late? It was the only train coming into town today. Didn't my aunt tell you I was coming? The same way she tells me anything, vaguely. I didn't even know what you looked like. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Then we're even. God, you're exactly like your aunt. Great. I'll take that as a compliment. You shouldn't. What are you doing here so late, by the way? Does my aunt really make you work this much overtime? No. I was just needing up before you arrived. You said you didn't know when I was getting here. What can I say? I just have an amazing work ethic or something. You're suspicious as all hell, but I respect it. Still, you should get some sleep. You look tired. Did she at least tell you about the living accommodations? Nope. She doesn't really give details, as I'm quickly becoming aware of. No shit. She really just left all this crap to me. I'd have quit. That teacher. But what would I do without you? We don't know each other, and we're not friends. You'd be fine. Then how about we become friends? I'm good. You can sleep upstairs, but it's a mess. Sylvie isn't known for her neatness. A mess is fine. I'm sure I'll fit right in. Whatever. Get some sleep. Or don't. I'll be working for a bit longer. Do you need some help? From someone who looks like they don't know which side of a mop to hold? Nah. It's the side with the sponge, right? I'm kidding. It's a joke. I know how to use a mop. You've probably been traveling all day. Just sleep. You almost sound like you care. I don't. I guess Sylvie didn't tell you anything about actually running the store either. Nope. She said you'd teach me. Like I'm some expert. I just wash the floors. Fine, I'll help tomorrow afternoon. Not in the morning? I don't do mornings. Gathering up your luggage, you stared at the staircase. Get some sleep soon, alright? Don't stick around too much longer, alright? Get some sleep. Yeah, sure. Without another glance in your direction, Florian collected his dropped box, then went back into the storage room. One step at a time, you dragged your suitcase up the stairs and into your new home for the next 3 months. I hope we get to see some gameplay. Like, this is cool. I like this part, but I want to know how to play the game. I'm excited. Is that Mama Kid? She said yes, and don't hit me. Your aunt's upstairs apartment felt almost like a continuous of downstairs, like a quilt stitched together with mismatched memories. A half-read book with reading glasses resting atop the pages sat upon the worn armchair, tangled yarn as soft as clouds and as bright as spring blooms spilled from a basket. The table was set and waiting for you, expecting your company. This is like, so I streamed last night and we were playing Kingdom Hearts, and I was literally just talking about this being my dream, running a little shop, living upstairs. Wouldn't that be so fun? Like, you don't really get to do that anymore, and I think that'd be so... I would have a cafe, if you were wondering, and it'd be a bookstore also, but the books you wouldn't have to buy, you could just borrow them. So like a library, but my books, because they'd be custom to my taste, obviously. And I give you coffee, and I'm open late at night, because why wouldn't I be? Who doesn't want to read a good book at nighttime, you know? And I also sell my art there, and it's just a fun little place. I think that'd be so cool. Ironically, my friend King said they'd want to run an antique store, so this is like all perfect. Okay. By the way, I stream on Twitch. If you want to come see me, do that. It was almost like time was paused here, in a place where vintage clocks softly ticked in unison, mismatched mugs resting in cozy clusters, and the air smelled ever so faintly of lavender and old books. And that wasn't to mention the abundance of potted plants that filled the room. It was as if a forest had crept in and decided to stay. You placed down your bags and grinned like a child who had just found a new secret hiding spot. The weight of the world and all of your previous worries seemed to melt away, even just a little bit. This was going to be a fun 3 months, you could already tell. Unpacking could wait for tomorrow. For now, you unzipped your suitcase and pulled out your pajamas, then got changed and settled into bed. The sheets were crisp and white, the pillows fluffed, and the gentle atmosphere of Willowmist slowly began to help you drift off to sleep. As you laid there, surrounded by the scent of linen not your own, you swore for a moment you could feel someone watching you. But then you fell into a deep sleep none the wiser. Is it the vampire boy? Ooh, cool. I was worried it was going to end there. Give me some gameplay! Oh my god, it's so pretty. As someone who likes to doodle, I wish I could do backgrounds, because this is what I would draw. I love all of the things, but I can't figure it out. When your eyes fluttered open the next morning, a small amount of panic settled in your stomach. This wasn't your apartment. Right. Willowmist, Aunt's place. Not back home anymore. That'll probably take a bit of getting used to. You looked out the window where you could see sunlight cascading in from between the outstretched arms of trees. It still looked to be early, which was good. You wanted a chance to look around the store before Florian got back. Maybe you'd even be able to impress him. That seemed like a big maybe. You weren't sure, but he seemed like the difficult to impress type of guy. Well, you did like a challenge. You quickly dressed, then raided the kitchen for breakfast, which you found half-stocked with food. Your aunt left some fresh vegetables and fruits, and a few microwavable meals. They'd have to do for now. You'll find the grocery store another day, hopefully. With a pear half eaten in your hand, you made your way back downstairs. The store had a different vibe during the day. It seemed almost whimsical, like the collection of some peculiar witch who decided a hoard of lampshades was better than herbs. It's crazy. You once again walked between the tables, noting that despite the clutter, everything was dust-free. Florian wasn't lying about cleaning, at the very least. Walking up to the counter, you noticed a distinct lack of technology. There was no computer or electronic cash register there, only an old till that seemed to be an antique itself. All of the accounts looked to be handwritten in a journal that sat upright in a bookstand next to it. Either your aunt had fantastic accountants, or was committing tax fraud, or maybe both. Still, the lack of anything electronic didn't surprise you. Since you were a child, she always wrote you letters rather than email or text. She was a little old school, but that didn't bother you. If anything, receiving a handwritten letter was exciting to you. You didn't know anyone else growing up who got letters. Except for people getting bills, but no one liked getting those letters. You understood that greatly now. Standing behind the counter and looking out towards the shop, you felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. This was your aunt's treasure, and she was leaving it to you. Well, for a few months, but that was beside the point. Alongside that sense of purpose was a small, yet persistent reminder of just how insane this was. Dropping everything to move to a town you never even visited because of an aunt you hadn't seen since childhood. It was exciting. It was the most exciting choice of your life. You needed something like this. A chance to get to know who you really were. Kind of scared me. It was a knock at the door that pulled you out of your introspection. A very neat, crisp knock. If a knock could be neat and crisp. You could see a tall shadow on the other side of the door, but no details apart from that. Florian? You opened the door wide, curiously peering at the stranger on the other side, who looked at you up and down, looked at his watch, then shook his head and walked past you and into the store. Well, I hope you're not about to tell me you're Florian. That would make last night very strange to me. Florian? No, I am not Mr. Westbrook. I apologize if that disappoints. The mystery man put down his briefcase on the counter, then began pulling out paperwork and pens from within it. Not sure I've ever met a man that actually used a briefcase before. I kinda dig it. I suppose I'll just have to wonder endlessly who exactly you are then. I do appreciate a mystery, as much as the next person, but... Right, it would be unlike Miss Marigold to leave you with any kind of instructions. He quickly pulled a business card out of his pocket. Emmett Finch, independent accountant at Finch and Visitory. Oh ho, you know someone's important when their name is on a part of a business. Maybe you ought to rebrand the store to the Rose Emporium. I'd be cool with that. Emmett, and you must be Rose. I'll admit, I have heard very little of you, so we're starting out on equal footing. In short, I am your aunt's financial partner, her accountant, and now, by extension, yours for the time being. We have a lot to discuss regarding accounts, cash flow, and taxes. Taxes? Such exciting topics for a Tuesday morning. He watched as he pushed up his glasses, then nodded. Any time is the perfect time to talk numbers. I appreciate working with someone like-minded in that regard. What experience do you have running a business? Honestly, none. None at all. If I'm gonna be honest with you, absolutely none. Absolutely none? None. Zilch. Zero. Yes, I do know what none means. Understood. It seems my role will be a little more hands-on than in previous months. I will bill Miss Marigold for the extra time we need to get you up to speed. That sounds expensive. All the good things in life are. Quietly, you watch him shuffle through his paperwork, before pulling out one specific sheet of paper. I'll be frank with you, Miss Marigold's accountants are dire. Despite my protests, she makes little effort to remedy that fact. Sometimes I wonder whether she truly desires to own a business or not. Perhaps with you around, we'll see some change. Perhaps we won't. Time will tell. Wow. Thanks for this overwhelming support. With you on my side, I know I'm going to knock it out of the park. I am supporting you. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I am just not in the habit of giving false promises. At the very least, we will aim for Miss Marigold to not return to bankruptcy. Sounds like a plan to me. I stopped by to have you sign a few forms. Though only temporary, I like to keep my affairs in order. Sign here, please. One by one, you signed each and every form Emmett handed to you. And boy, there were a lot of forms. Great, my hands are starting to ache. Stay strong, Rose. You can do this. I wonder what this guy's deal is anyway. He must be a local, right? Maybe this would be a good chance to try to make a friend. While you're here, can I ask you a few questions? Be my guest. I have little extra time before my next appointment. How long have you worked for my aunt? It's been... He digs through his briefcase, nodding as his eyes scan the various documents. A year now, give or take a few weeks. How has it been? Satisfactory. Miss Marigold has had her accounts sorted, and I have been paid, so I believe that counts as a success. And how has she been to work with? Why do you ask? I haven't seen my aunt since I was a child. I was just wondering what she's like these days. She's fine enough to work with, very memorable. That's all I'll say on the matter. Are you a local? Do you live in Willowmist? Yes, my practice is located close to here. You'll find my address on the business card I gave you. Have you always lived here, or have I happened upon another wayward wanderer like myself? I formed my practice here, yes. I mean you personally, not your practice. I don't see that makes any difference. Is there anything fun to do around town? Apart from doing taxes, that is. That depends on what you find fun. If you mean theme parks, musicals, then you're out of luck. If you enjoy hiking, dining, or live music, then there's plenty of that. I'm down to try new things. I wish you all the luck trying them on your own time. Emmett looked down at his watch before setting his eyes on the door. I'll stop by in a few days to go over paying your bills and keeping the lights on. Until then, keep your accounting in the journal at the counter, and I will assist it when I return. I'll try my best. Apologies if they're not quite up to standard, but I'll have Florian here to help me, hopefully. Actually, are there any good breakfast places around here? My aunt left a few things, but I'll kill for a nice breakfast while I'm waiting. There's quite a few decent establishments. Well, are you hungry? We could grab a bite and have a mini tour of the town if you were up for it. You killed it, Rose. There's no way he could turn you down now. Emmett adjusted his glasses again, his expression impassive. Unfortunately, I'll have to pass. I'm paid for doing accounting, not for eating breakfast and tours. Have a good day, Miss Marigold. He is unaffected. My charms. Just like that, he gathered his briefcase and walked out the front door. The chiming bells, the only reminder he was there in the first place. So cold. Are people from the countryside meant to be super welcoming? Meaning Florian, then Emmett seems a little harsh. You sprang back around the doorway after hearing the bells, but found no one there. Strange. With a shrug, you found yourself turning back towards the store. It would still be a few hours until Florian turned up, so you decided you might as well familiarize yourself with the items around the store while you waited. You were surprised to find that a couple of hours barely scratched the surface when it came to inspecting the show floor. There was just so much stuff. And forget the amount of stuff, absolutely nothing had a price on it. Even digging through the paperwork at the counter, you couldn't find any notes about inventory or pricing. You were massaging your temples in stress when you heard the door chime ringing again. Hi. Wow, he really doesn't want to get sunburnt. I like the get-up. Thanks, I don't like the sun. I can see that much. Did you manage to get some sleep? I guess. Are you going to ask me how I slept? If I have to. And if I said you did? How did you sleep? You couldn't sound less interested. Funny that. Well, I'll pretend like you actually care then. Surprisingly, I slept really well. The bed was super comfortable. How fascinating. I'm happy for you, really. With a sigh, you watched Florian drop his satchel bag behind the counter, before removing his various mismatched accessories. I don't suppose you worked out how to run the place while I was gone? Do you really think my aunt would make it so easy? She never does. Fine, I'll explain, but I'm only going to do this once. If you don't pay attention, I'm not repeating myself. Even if I say please? I'll ignore you. Pretty please? I'll ignore you even more. We buy things for cheap, then sell them for more. That's pretty much the gist of it. And what? That's all you're gonna tell me? What else is there to tell you? That's how it works. I know how stores run, Florian. Then why am I bothering to explain it to you? You gotta give me more details than that, or I'll run this place into the ground. Guess I do need this job. Fine. Buy stuff, sell it for more. Also keep it clean, or no one will want to come in. Right now we're pretty much out of rubbish to sell, minus a few things I put behind the counter. What? I thought you were gonna listen to me. How can we nearly be out of things to sell? There's stuff everywhere. You watched him as he looked around the room and then shrugged. They're just your aunt's decorations. All of that is decoration? I guess. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just help out. That's crazy. How does anyone know what's for sale and what's decoration? I don't know. Fine. It's all just for looks. I can deal with that. How much do I sell things for then? Whatever you want to sell them for. How would I know? I'm not an antique salesman. You better become one quick. Then if you don't want to go broke. God, what have I gotten myself into? A mess. I wouldn't take on your job if my life depended on it. Just keep track of how much you buy shit for in that journal on the counter. You should be able to eyeball how much things are worth, but you'll get better as you go, probably. You can probably just adjust the price later if shit's not selling. Doesn't really matter. Let me see what we've got then. Checking behind the counter, you notice a handful of small knickknacks. They weren't much compared to the rest of your aunt's decorations, but they'd have to do. All right, well, now what? You're the boss. I like the sound of that. Are you going to call me Boss Rose? If I really have to talk to you, I'll probably just call you Rose. Wow, if you have to talk to me? He just shrugged. Fine, I'll probably be for the best anyway. You wouldn't want all this power to go to my head. He shrugged again, then found a broom and began to sweep up their already clean floor. There were already a few people hanging around outside, like they're waiting to talk to you or something. You're not a celebrity, are you? That's the last thing I could be bothered with. The last time I checked, my Twitter account had 35 followers, and most of them were bots. Probably not a celebrity, then. Probably not, no. You walked towards the door, then flipped open the sign to open. Outside, the afternoon sunlight filtered through like liquid gold, hitting the cobblestone just right. The trees swayed gently in the light breeze, and the cool air carried a faint scent of pine and distant baking from a kitchen unseen. You breathed in deeply of the air for a moment, and it felt like an old friend stopping by to visit, warm and comfortable. Hey, Florian? Florian. Huh? Oh, right. I forgot you were there. Wishful thinking, I guess. I'm gonna speak to you so much you won't be able to forget me next time. Great. Have you ever felt like you were being watched around the store, by the way? Watched? You're watching me right now. Does that count? No, I mean, well, it does, but not in this case. I mean watched when no one else is around. Not really. Not any more than normal, I guess. There's a normal amount of feeling like you're being watched? In this town? Yeah, probably. I was wondering something, by the way. Did you grow up here? Yeah. Never chose to leave town? Nah, nothing out there worth seeing. Have you never felt like being stuck in one place is like being in a cage? He paused at that, actually thinking. I guess the cage is pretty comfortable. I think that's why I came here, really. I wanted to help my aunts, of course, but the winds of change pulled me here. Pulls a lot of people here, I think. Really? Yeah, a lot of people who don't fit in anywhere else. Maybe that's why I'm here, then. I doubt it. You look like you'd fit in just fine. You're muttering. Don't worry about it. You got family? Other than your aunt, I mean? My mom, but her and my aunt are a little estranged. They haven't spoken in years. I have no clue why. Huh? Usually people can't resist her. Oh, she's popular like that? What? No, I didn't mean... Do you have a crush on my aunt, Florian? No. It's not like that, really. I meant that she has a pull to her. She's annoying and nosy and probably and has a way with people and can't help but get along with her. You seem a lot like her. Sounds like a pretty big compliment coming from you. What about you anyway? Does your family live nearby? Maybe. They maybe live nearby? I don't see them anymore. Oh. I'm sorry for prying then. I pried first. Your eyes found the doorway where a young girl of perhaps 14 or 15 stood, eyes on you curiously. You're not Granny Sylvie, hi! I can pretend to be if you'd like. I guess if you squint, you kind of look like her. Nah, maybe not. The way you stand is different. I'm Rose. Granny Sylvie is my aunt. I'm just helping to run the place for a while. The girl studied you, crossing the room with a strange litheness to her movements. Standing before you like that, she leaned in close. Hi, I'm Vienna. Sometimes people call me Vivi. You look very interesting, you know. I like the way your nose joins your face, and your eyebrows are cool. Well, thanks. I like your eyes. Do you have heterochromia, or are they contacts? They've always been this way, ever since they were. Hey, you sell things, right? Pretty things, cool things. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow. She likes pretty and cool things. Since she's pretty and cool, can I buy something for her here? Why don't you have a look around and see if anything catches your eye? You have eye catchers here? I'll be careful then. Just like that, she left, you standing with there slightly bewildered while Florian had made his way away from the commotion. When his eyes met yours, he gave you a thumbs up and mouthed nice nose. Your hand went up to your nose. Really? It was a nice nose. You walked behind the counter, then settled on the stool there, while Vienna looked around the store. She examined things very curiously, her fingers often just hovering over the surface of objects without touching them, as if she were somehow feeling their energy. When she did pick something up, she would turn it around and around in her hands, tilting her head this way and that, to see every single angle. Her mismatched eyes narrowed, like she was looking at a difficult puzzle, when she was really examining a teapot. She held it up to the sunlight, despite the fact it was opaque, like it would reveal something hidden that no one else had ever noticed. Then she put it back down, not exactly where it had been, but close enough that she didn't feel the need to correct her. The strangeness of it all brought a smile to your face, somehow. After a morning with Emmett and Florian, she was something fresh. Found anything? I can give you some suggestions, too, if you tell me a little about your mom. She's really good at finding things, not just keys or socks, but things you didn't know you lost, like hope or patience. Yeah, she's good at finding those. Oh, she laughs at colors, too, bright colors, happy ones, and her hands are always warm. That's interesting. I think maybe this? A handmade shell necklace. Cool. I think she'll like this. She likes shells. They're so quiet. I bet it knows how to listen, too. Thanks for your help. You're cool. I barely did anything, but you're welcome. Hey, if you ever need anything else, we'll be here. Thanks. I think I'll come back again, maybe on another day when the sun is shining, or maybe not. Great. Get home safely, alright? And I hope your mom likes the gift. Vienna waves towards you, then headed out the door with her purchase in her arms. Congrats on your first sale and all that. I hope they're all that exciting. Do you know her? Do I look like I know every single person in town? Honestly, no. You look like someone who would go out of their way to not know everyone in town. I mean, does she shop by the store often? Not that I've noticed. Maybe once or twice. But I don't know. I'm usually in the storeroom. I can tell. You look like you need to get some more sunlight, mister. No, thanks. I burn easy. They sell things for that, you know. Sunscreen, aloe vera. Why do you care? And if... Let's do that one. And if I said I've fallen hopelessly in love with you at the first sight? What? And that I could get lost in your eyes for hours upon hours? That's complete nonsense. Yeah, it is. I'm just pulling your leg. You, what? We work together now, and it'll be for the next 3 months. I'm just looking out for you. Get used to me caring, alright? Yeah, sure, whatever. I didn't ask you to, though. The bell chimed in for the second time that afternoon. drew you both away from your conversation, and Florian used it as a chance to retreat back into the supposed storeroom. Beautiful Sylvie, apple of my eye, belle of my heart, would you do me the greatest honor of... The man before you wore his long, wild hair back in a loose ponytail, and his shirt perhaps one button too far undone, depending on who you asked. He was down on one knee, as if about to serenade you with the world's most beautiful poetry. Or ask you to marry him. You are not Sylvie. I see, though. I can sense her genes a mile away. You must be Rose. You watched him spring to his feet. He was certainly far more springily than he looked, and walked forward to put a hand on your shoulder. I have heard so much about you, and even that is not enough. He reached out to shake your hand smoothly, his energy contagious. I'm sorry, I'd love to return the favor, but you are... So the lovely owner of the store hasn't yet had the chance to mention me. That sounds just like our Sylvie. Quinn Bakerland, at your service. Occasional poet, but full-time chef. And you and my aunt are... No, you misunderstand. Is she the most beautiful woman to ever grace this town? Yes, of course. Does my heart become a flutter when she walks into the room? Certainly, without a doubt. Do I near fall to my knees each time she speaks my name? That should be obvious. Where was I? Your relationship to my aunt. Right. Yes, we are dear friends. Right, friends. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Bakerland. Please, call me Quinn. Family to Sylvie is family to me. Quinn, then. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but my aunt is actually out of town for the next few months. I'm just here to helping while she's away. My heart shatters into a million pieces once more. But that is hardly your fault. I should not ruin such a momentous occasion. I have never met any of Sylvie's family. You must be very special indeed. We're really close despite the odds. To be honest, I haven't seen her since I was tiny. Guess it's special that we're close despite that. From the way she speaks of you, she thinks of you incredibly highly. What did you want my aunt to have the honor of, then? This is most fortuitous. There's no one that could take our lovely Sylvie's place but you, of course. Are you fond of fine meals, beautiful atmospheres, and live music? Yes, and yes. Divine. I have a restaurant just off the main street. I have just created a new dish. I call it my Crimson Risotto. Roasted beets, rich vegetable broth, a swirl of cream, and topped off with mushrooms. My mouth salivates at the thought. Please, would you do me the honor of sampling my new dish? Who am I to turn down a meal? Delightful. But I need some time to prepare. Tomorrow night, I will astonish you with the finest food of Willowmist or beyond. And before I forget, welcome to town, Rose. There's no other place like it. You'll be calling it home before you even realize. Thanks, Quinn. I appreciate the warm welcome. Ew. And warmer it will get once you taste my cooking. I must depart immediately to prepare. Please await tomorrow evening with as much anticipation as you would give your birthday. With the heartiest laugh you've ever heard, Quinn left the store with a grin that nearly went from ear to ear. The soft, near-evening sunlight drifted through the doorway as he left. Pulling out your phone, you noted the time, 5:03 p.m. Shit. You scrambled to pull up your text, where you could see nearly dozens left by your mother at the tune of "Did you arrive safely? Oh my god, you're dead." Sorry, Mom. I'm here. I'm alive. I just got caught up in everything. I'm totally fine. Rose. Dear Lord above, you nearly gave me a heart attack. I was this close to getting on a train there myself. Maybe I should have waited a little longer to text then. Not funny. I know. Really, I'm sorry. I'm just glad you're okay, my baby. Totally okay. Met a few new people already, and mostly everyone is super friendly. The town is beautiful, Mom. You'd love it. Lots of beautiful scenery to paint. Honestly, I barely left the store yet. You know I haven't painted in years. Maybe you just lack the right muse. Anyway, I need to close up the store now. All right. Text me if anything happens, okay? Yes, Mom. Love you. You flipped the sign off the door to close as Florian re-entered the room. You miss all the fun staying holed up in that storeroom. I don't really care. I prefer it that way. So antisocial. Well, I guess I can understand in a way. Well, you do you. I'm gonna go upstairs and start unpacking. You don't have to stick around all night, you know. It's fine. I start late, then I stay late. Why not just start earlier then? I just prefer it this way, it's quieter. Well, alright, I don't mind really. Get home safely, okay? Sure, maybe. Leaving Florian to his work, you headed back upstairs. Piece by piece, you unpacked your belongings slowly. It wouldn't do you any good to spend the next 3 months living out of your suitcase. If you were going to live here, you were going to do it right. Still, you felt almost reluctant to disturb the quiet rhythm of the room at first. Your aunt had turned this space into a home, and gradually you were adding to it, making it become something more. Hopefully, something even better. Each item you pulled from your suitcase, a soft sweater for the winter here, a stack of well-worn books there, found its place amongst your aunt's belongings, like threads woven into someone else's fabric. A framed photograph of your aunt, much younger and standing in front of the store. Can't see it, okay. Sat nestled beside a ceramic teacup, its handle chipped but cherished. You placed your own picture frame carefully next to it, unsure if it would fit. It somehow felt right, like a new memory slipping into an old album. You pulled out more of your treasures. A glass vial of sea glass you collected with your mom, a well-worn notebook that smelled faintly of ink, and your laptop, which you placed on the desk. As you slid your clothes into the chest of drawers, you noticed that the sun had long since settled over the horizon. Packing had seemed so quick. Unpacking was another beast entirely. You found your way over to the window, hand full with a pair of tall pink glasses you've been given all the way back on your 18th birthday. Then lingered there, feeling the cold night breeze wash over your skin. The soft glow of your full moon was already casting a silvery light through your room, and in the distance you could see the mountains that loomed like gentle giants, their peaks softened by a veil of mist that curled around them in dreamlike patterns. Here and there, you could see faint trails of smoke rising from chimneys, fading lazily into the sky, but mostly everything outside was still. You turned away from the window, suddenly feeling that familiar feeling of being watched again. And in the corner of your room you saw it. Something. A person, perhaps, floating a foot off the ground, head tilted to the side as if it were too heavy to carry, staring at you with wide eyes. What in the ever-loving hell is... Your time is near. You can't hide from me any longer. The pair of glasses in your hand instantly fell from your grip, smashing on the wooden floor. Shards went in every direction. Ah, shit. Your eyes snapped back up in the search of the person, but found the space she had occupied now empty. Am I not getting enough sleep or something? You knelt down, expecting the damage. One glass had survived, luckily, so you collected that quickly and put it aside. The other one hadn't fared you so well. Though it was mostly large pieces, grimacing, you slowly picked up and disposed of each piece. Ow. And just your luck, the final one was the one that cut you. You quickly disposed of it, then cleaned your wound, but couldn't find a first aid kit anywhere in the room. Maybe there's one downstairs in the storeroom with the vampire. Florian, are you still here? I could kind of use your help if you are... What is it? I'm not paid to help you with personal stuff, you know. He walked out from the storeroom, arms crossed. Something really weird just happened. I swear I saw someone in my room. She spoke to me. Then I kind of dropped a glass and got cut. It's not that bad, but I could use a band-aid if we had any. All the color dropped out of Florian's face in a moment. He stared at you with wide, open eyes. Mouth opened slightly, and no words escaped. You're... It's not that bad, is it? He almost looked like he was going to be sick as he charged out of the front door, leaving you staring out towards him in disbelief. Wait, Florian! A tiny drop of blood dripped to the ground. I guess I'll find it myself. It didn't take you long to find the first aid kit. Your aunt had decided to forego the usual plastic box with a cross on it, and instead had picked out an old wooden chest. It was a little scuffed and weathered, with brass hinges that creaked when you opened it, but it was very much fully stocked. You found bandages in all sizes, neatly rolled gauze, and an adhesive strip in a pattern ranging from the plain beige to princesses and knights. You also noticed a few others, slightly more eccentric additions: a small vial of silver dust, labeled for curses, a flask of dark lead liquid labeled emergency F only, a broken mirror, which you made sure not to touch, with a note attached that read, "For illusions or lies." There was also more of what you had expected to see: herbs, powders, and other natural remedies. Your aunt was into that kind of stuff after all. You pulled out a plaster and quickly stuck it to your hand. But fortunately, the bleeding had already stopped. It wasn't much worse than a scratch, luckily. Let's look around for Florian. You opened the door and poked your head out, searching the mostly darkened streets for Florian's figure. No matter where you looked, though, you couldn't see him. It seemed he didn't just step outside. He was gone. I didn't mean to upset him. I'll have to apologize tomorrow. Giving up for the night, you headed back upstairs and into your room, then settled into bed. Just like that, you fell asleep surrounded once again by the unfamiliar scent of the store. Interesting. Who the... Your eyes shot open to the sound of someone banging on the door downstairs. With bleary sight, you looked toward your phone. 6:04 a.m.? Not Florian, then. I'm getting up. The banging on the door continued. It got louder the closer you became. Stranger, too, because it sounded less like someone's fist and more like a hunk of metal. I'm coming! No need to break the door down. Hey... My lady, I humbly kneel before you as both protector and servant. From this day forth, my life is yours to command. I, Dame Lucille de Rosario of the Order of the Crown, do hereby swear an oath upon my honor and my blade. No harm shall come to you while I yet draw breath. Your enemies shall be mine, your struggles mine to shoulder. What the hell? The mysterious knight lifted her head, looking directly towards you. You thought. It was hard to tell with the whole helmet thing going on. Even if it shall cost me my life, I shall stand by your side. I ask for nothing in return but the chance to serve a worthy cause. By my oath, I shall be your steadfast shield and your loyal sword. I think you have the wrong person. I appreciate it, but I think you might have the wrong person. Nay, my lady, fate itself has brought the two of us together. Who else could it be but you? The suit of armor rises, straightening out to stand taller than you. I think I might still be a little confused. I understand trust not come easy. Please rest easy, my lady, for I shall prove myself worthy of your trust. Okay, hold on a second. First of all, please just call me Rose. I'm afraid I cannot, my lady, for that would be improper. Please? If you wish, then I will make it so, Rose. Thank God. Keep calling me my lady, and it's gonna awaken something in me. Okay, good. Now what's up with the whole get-up? Get-up? The armor? My deepest apologies. It was not my intent to arrive here underdressed. I beg your forgiveness. What do you mean underdressed? You're in a full set of armor. This is hardly more than ceremonial. Lady Sylvie gifted it to me as a gesture of goodwill, and I wear it with pride. Alas, it is ill-suited for the trials of battle. A fine display, to be sure, yet lacking the weight and reinforcement required of true combat gear. Lady Sylvie deemed my true armor too imposing for daily wear. Intimidating, I believe she said. Rest assured, should the need for battle arise, I shall be ready. The armor gifted by Lady Sylvie may shine with splendor, but my true still lies close at hand, prepared to serve. You know my aunt? Aye. One moment. The knight tilted her head slightly, then reached up and pulled the helmet free from her head. For a moment, her face was obscured by the shadow of the morning light. But then she shook her head. You watched on in amazement as waist-long hair tumbled free in soft waves, brushing over the polished shoulders of her armor, framing a serene, resolute face. Her eyes met yours, clear and steady. Holy shit, where did all that hair come from? I feel like there's so much to unpack here. Please forgive the dramatic display, Rose. Helmets do little to flatter, but duty requires practicality even at the cost of appearance. To answer your previous question, before making your acquaintance, I was in service to Lady Sylvie. With your arrival, it passes on to you. Okay, we're gonna save and stop, because I don't know how long this is gonna be. Inventory stats. What is our inventory? Oh my god, that's so cute! No price. Jewelry. Oh, okay. Stats. I am so excited to play the full version of this game, though. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. And don't bleed around vampires. They get queasy. Come on. All right. Bye, guys. I love you.